What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nightcap, sponsored by the Iowa Distilling Company. We're here to talk about the Monster Energy Big 12 Conference Media Days. Specifically,
shit.
What a wild 2 days in Frisco, Texas.
I mean, 1.25 million to wear a little logo, I guess.
Actually, it's 800K.
It's
Sorry,
800,000
Dylan.
now.
Oh, it is? I thought it was 1.25 million.
No,
The net is like 880,000 or something. Yeah.
Yep, the 800K.
That sounds a lot less cool.
It does sound definitely less cool when you can't put million at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a whole it's funny because like kind of a bunch of shit happened, but
Nothing happened.
But the Iowa State portion of it was also like pretty milquetoast. Like
Bush
there-
lattes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like there wasn't any normal. I mean, not that there has been for a long time because Campbell was the absolute undisputed king of giving boring answers to things. But Jimmy got a bunch of softball questions that we've already heard the answers to, and
Most of the fireworks were yesterday, and
yeah,
we'll talk a little bit more about it though. But I just realized that the BYU athletic department is kind of in a little bit of a pickle with their sponsorship with Pepsi, and now have to have the Monster Energy on the Big 12 logo.
Yep.
And and he said it best too. And Derek was saying this earlier too, but he was like, "Yeah, we'll work with whatever Coke or Pepsi on this one." And then, but he's like, "But hey, man, we got $1 million that we didn't have yesterday. Who cares?" So pretty much.
I mean, that's kind of the.
Not that BYU needs $1 million. They got plenty of cash flowing in, but he's like, "Fuck, we didn't have it yesterday. Who cares?"
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird. I mean, no normal fan is going to call it the Monster Energy Big 12.
No.
Right? Like nobody's going to call it that. I mean, there will be some newspapers that are dedicated reporters of title sponsors that will make sure to capture that, but the average fan doesn't care. All we're gonna like our exposure to it is going to be like
Limited.
We see it on it. We see a tiny little thing on a jersey that you barely notice, and you'll see a field logo once every 20 minutes.
Obviously, we haven't seen the mock-ups of it for it yet, or how it look on a jersey, but the way that BYU athletic director made it sound like it was going to be incorporated already on the Big 12 logo patch. So it's not like it's taking up some big ad space on the shoulder pad, and you could still
schools can still get your
you can still have your other logo on there, and away you go. So come football time, we're not even going to care.
Dylan,
Same
do you have
background.
a new background?
No, it's just still daylight outside, I think.
I think it's because your camera angle's tighter, so you can't see like the door frame behind you. I think that's probably what it is. But yeah, no.
Or his beard's kind of trimmed up too. He's looking fresh.
Yep. I do see a couple little grays in there though.
Brother, we all got them coming.
I know we do. Yeah. Not my beard, but I've got some big streaks right here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The ceiling fan it's actually off, but it's out of the picture today.
Yeah. The really, really slow ceiling fan. Yeah, not much going on today. I know seeing some of the analysis from Chris Williams. He was interested in hearing from TCU because TCU has changed up their offense entirely. They are no longer an air raid team. They're going like pro style power run, which is kind of a weird choice from Sonny Dykes is an air raid guy. Like he's in the same school as Dana Holderson and like same school of thought with those guys. And
I wonder if it's a little bit of the evolution of getting guys that can fit the NFL game to have more chances for them to come to your school.
Maybe, but I think part of it too is also like the college game got really good at defending the air raid, partially, in large part thanks to us because we came up with the 3-3 stack that shut down the air raid pretty well. And now pro style offenses are in vogue in the Big 12. And so I think that's probably more of it is it's more of like a stylistic thing within the conference versus, and there's something I guess to be said for like zigging, zagging while everyone zigs type of thing. But, the Big 12 in general is going to more of a pro style offense pro style offense with defenses to match. And I think that's probably the line of thought there, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, Carter, the three front was good until it came to defend the run. Obviously, I think our front three guys, the talent. Like,
I'm going to push back on that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you can really stop the run. It's just those three front guys really got to do their job and let the linebackers flow to where they need to go. So it is really good at stopping.
And then
really
the extra safety that we have, they call him, like Haycock called him the star. Like, that dude had to be a motherfucker. Like,
he had to be basically a fast linebacker, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's part of it too. The 3-3 stack was still very good at defending the run. While at the height of its powers, like the 3-3 stack was every bit as good at defending the run as it was the pass.
Bad at was like they could nickel and dime you all the way down.
Yeah, that was the real downside is that
if a team was patient enough to take what you're giving them, they could just nickel and dime it all the way down.
Yeah. And that was the whole point of it, is that with like a Mike Leach offense was actually kind of built to play against it, because that was the whole point, is you just nickel and dime patient, passing offense. And that's how Mike Leach won games. And that's why they were able to pick us apart a little bit in that Alamo Bowl.
I feel like we dominated that game.
Like, we played well offensively. I don't feel like the defense gave up some stuff.
I mean, we didn't score a lot of points. We had the mistakes, right? Like, we had a false start on the goal line, and got to spend a lot.
I have to go back and watch it again. I feel like I just remember like Gardner Minshew just tearing us a new one. But maybe
I remember losing and how much beer was drank.
That's
We all the tight ends had we grew out mustaches, so we went all no beard, just mustache, and
fucking lit on this.
And then Gardner like bought us beers after the game. He was cool.
Gardner does seem like he would be cool.
He likes to party.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think there was a misconception about it, that it was bad at stopping the run because it had only 3 down linemen, but in practice it was already.
It definitely could have been bad at stopping the run if you don't have the right pieces.
Right. But they always had a safety in place that was good with it. Like it was Greg Eisworth for a while, then it was Bo Freeler, and then it went to Marcus Neal. I mean, you had a safety
even like
back
a
there.
Sheem for that 2020 year.
Yeah.
Brother, I can attest I was not at the Clemson and Notre Dame games, but in San Antonio, Levi and I were pretty much near each other the entire time.
Drank a lot of beer that week. we drank a lot of beer because that was the weekend that the Busch Light guy came down to San Antonio, and he was passing out beers or whatever. That game was the originator of the we're gonna drink like the Busch Light thing. Yeah. That was the originator. That game was the originator one, and I would argue that we started that one.
And then shout out to my wife getting cut off at the bar at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Matthias's wife was.
Well, because like at Memphis, didn't they say at Memphis like we're not going to run out, and then they ran out, and then that Alamo Bowl they were like, no, we're definitely not going to run out, and then they ran out.
They ran out. Yeah. The Alamo Bowl did a pretty good job of like restocking things fairly quickly, but they did run out of Busch Light. Busch Light would be a fun jersey sponsor for us. They're not going to put a beer on the jersey.
I mean, at this point, like, what the fuck? Like, Monster's got to be worse for you than beer. It has to be.
Probably. Or it's on par.
Yeah, it's at least close.
Yeah, it's close enough where it doesn't matter. Yeah. I just get done with my Voice of College Football Network show or whatever. We were debating like good jersey sponsors for like good jersey patches for Iowa State, because we're gonna have one at some point. My top 3 that seem obvious fits would be Casey's, Pioneer, Sukup. Those feel like the obvious 3.
Ford.
Just cuz or.
They got a lot of money.
I'd be curious to see.
Yes, they do. They do have a lot of money.
Well,
I can't argue against that.
I'm not going to speak for Steve Sukup on this, but I would be curious to see if they'd be willing to drop a jersey patch dollar based on how the farm economy is.
Right. And that would that's why they would probably be my third place of most likely things. I feel like Casey's feels like the most likely one. but
Roundup. If we could
John
do
Deere.
if we could do Roundup, we could definitely do Bush Light.
Unfortunately, I'd say I don't know. I don't know if the people would be okay with like a Bayer logo on there or something like that. But
we can just spin it off that it's aspirin.
yeah, Remax already has a patch on Psy already. So maybe
You gotta
Remax.
realize though, like, you know, these, it's gonna be a big company because this sponsor patch is not going to be cheap because it's gonna be seen literally all.
It'll be on football,
the
and I would
time.
imagine basketball as well. So like it'll have to be one that's like ready to chip in $1 million for it or something. Like,
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like a Pioneer or something like that would make sense. But the Pioneer logo isn't on the basketball court anymore. So maybe that's just maybe they've pulled out and they're just like not doing that or
always
or what.
pull out.
Oh, you get, Pioneer's pull-out game might just be really good right now, and that's just what it is.
See, this is why I can't
Hy-Vee,
ever
I didn't
be
even think about. Yeah, Hy-Vee could be a potential there. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's why I can't be a billionaire, because like for $1 million, if I had $1 billion, I'd just be like, put my face on there. Here's $1 million.
Put your face on it.
Yeah, just like or just something stupid.
If I had $1 billion, I'd think about like buying jersey patches for like multiple teams,
Just
like,
random teams.
like I'd have one in every conference with some dumb
teams you
shit on it.
hate, just like design, like the dumbest patch ever.
We'll buy Iowa's jersey patch and put the AHF logo on it.
Throw $1 billion and be like, all right, here it is. Are you?
I'll double
Make
whatever their biggest offer is for that jersey patch. I'll double it. I'm putting the
Make
AHF
them
logo on it.
Make them say no. I
That's
would
the
put
game
my
plan right there.
my butt cheeks on the patch. That's a hell of an idea.
Indistinguishable from a Georgia Peach ad. At distance, anyways.
For sure.
Oh, Mr. Beast, dude, we could get Mr. Beast patch. We get more
Did
than
you guys
$1
see
million.
that he said in the interview that he had stuck a bunch of cameras in grocery stores to figure out why his chocolate bars were breaking, and everyone's
Really?
like, "Hold on a second, why are you putting cameras all over the place?"
Yeah.
Where else you got cameras, bud?
Yeah, like what other Beast products are you trying to get surveillance footage of?
Yeah, where else you got cameras in there, fella?
I've never had one, but like, isn't the consensus that like they suck?
I've never had one. I have no
Never had
idea.
one. I don't buy chocolate,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
Well, I got 2 clips here from Cyclone Fanatic from today. One is like a minute and a half. The other one's 4 minutes. I got David Coffey interview with Chris Williams. Obviously one of the holdovers from the last team and primed to have I would say a pretty good season. I think the staff and, expectations for him are pretty high. And then I just got Jimmy Rogers talking about the motivation for the, being voted last place. So we'll start with that one, and then we'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll move on to David Coffey here.
Care at all about preseason polls, expectations?
No, but if you just say I won't use it as a motivator for the football team to be picked 16 out of 16, that I can promise you will field the team, and it should. They came to Ames, Iowa for one reason, and that's to win, and I'm excited to do that this fall.
Was that a similar case as last offseason too with Washington State? Is that something you used as a motivator? Did people not expect much out of last year's team, and then you go to a bowl?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember what we were ranked. We were in a conference of 2.
I guess on a national stage, maybe what they thought.
Yeah, I think when you have so much roster overhaul, I think it's hard for people to believe that it's doable. For me, I feel like we're so much further along than what we were at Washington State at this time, with connection of the team, with scheme and overall understanding, and this team has been really willing and bought into the process in which it takes to have success. So I do believe the future's bright. I am excited about the roster that we've assembled, and I do believe that we're going to have the opportunity to go prove our truth, and in that I'm excited for.
Jesus Christ.
Figure out the damn layout. He clicks on all the layouts except the one we need.
I do.
I think, dude, yeah, he like gives me vibes like he's a crazy psychopath, like, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, he like you can tell he's not comfortable just answering bullshit questions on a camera. Like you can tell that's not what he likes doing.
Yeah, he wants to say like, "Shove it up your ass. I'm gonna go coach football."
Yeah,
that's what he wants to say.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve's kind of right here. The main Q&A on the stage was like there was no like questions of value asked. Actually, the funniest one that got asked while he was up there, I think it was Sickos Committee posted a they posted a thing where they asked him who won the Pac-12 last year, and he goes, "Well, I think we did, but it was conference of two or whatever."
Yeah, he's like, and the guy he's like, "Well, you should just put that on your resume."
Put it on your resume.
He's like, "But there's no trophy." He's like, claim it. It's fine.
Yeah.
The other thing that I appreciate, that would be like us at a media day, Sickos Committee. After he got done there today, he's like, "Well, roundup of the Big 12 media days, just if you want to know how your team's doing, everybody's bigger, stronger, faster, and they're aiming to win a national title."
Yeah.
Just so you know.
This is the fastest team we've ever had. This is just how it is. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of funny because Iowa State having an entirely new roster and an entirely new coach was easily one of the least interesting parts of Big 12 media days, which is honestly fine because I kind of got tired of being the most interesting part of media days for a while.
Yeah, you win this year. Like, so there's either two things that are going to happen for this year, right? So like, either you're one of the better stories of college football just because of everything that's happened, or you're exactly what everybody thought you were going to be. So if you end up being one of the better stories of college football, then next year's media day is going to be way more interesting, or it could be exactly the same. So there's only up from here for Jimmy Rogers at the Big 12 media days, but I think he would prefer not to answer too many questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny because like they all know that like they're going in with fairly like tempered outside expectations, like tempered internal expectations as far as the fan base goes, and then like low expectations out like as far as national media goes and around the conference. And so like they're going in with fairly like low pressure, and I think they're pretty cool with that. But they almost it's Jimmy's answers made it seem like they almost take some offense to like having no pressure type of thing. They're like, what the hell? Or not what the hell so much as like, well, you know, we're going to stick it up your ass for not putting pressure on us type of thing. And I like that. So that's the mentality I like my football.
Arizona Cyclone says, "I met Dylan's parents at Topgolf before the Fiesta Bowl, and I was hammered and asked him if his dad was Dave Andrews." He offered me a beer, and then they FaceTime Dylan.
You met Dylan's dad while he was drinking beer?
It might have been my stepdad.
Could have been, yeah.
At Top Golf. I don't know if they let my dad at Top Golf.
Dylan's dad's a hoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy's he's a wild thing when he gets drinking.
He's his own person.
Wild thing.
Yeah.
He is gonna have fun though. Doesn't care what happens. He's gonna have a good time.
That's exactly right. Had a good time with him down there in old Dallas. Or Arlington, I guess I should say. Yeah, he said so. He did get asked about the Cyhawk rivalry because technically speaking, as of right now, it ends next year. That he was basically saying he wanted it to go in perpetuity type of thing, which is the right answer for, especially as a coach. That's the right answer. Fans are probably going to be like less. I would say probably less enthused about keeping the series going.
Well, and that's the thing. I think the University of Iowa, like internally, would want to keep it too, but they also understand the dynamics of how, and I think Iowa State understands it too, like how the dynamics of college football is changing and like could push that rivalry game out. But
do they want to keep it? They're playing an FCS school. So I want to keep it.
Yeah, no shit.
No, if they said that we can't continue this because the for Iowa State, if the Big 12 is going to force them to play 10 conference games, then like we can't realistically keep it then.
And figuratively, the Big 10 could do that too, and they've been talks of it doing it too.
Yeah, and they're talks of doing it. Which if they do that, then there's really not a lot of options for either school. That's just kind of how it has to be, which sucks, but that's just kind of what it is. And that, I think if you had to discontinue because of that, because one of the conferences moved to 10 conference games, I think that's probably like the most palatable way to end the series. But there's obviously for years, obviously there's been the talk from Iowa fans like, oh, they shouldn't play this because like it's a lose-lose for Iowa. Either it's a win that nobody cares about, it's a loss that makes them look bad, which is a inherently stupid argument because you wouldn't replace Iowa State with playing an SEC team. You would replace them with a G5 team or something like that. Like you're not picking up a better opponent than that. And also, Iowa State's won 3 out of the last 4 that have counted.
The fan base over there definitely thinks that they're going to pick up a home series with like Notre Dame. Like
that's not happening.
They believe that's the situation that's going to happen.
Yeah, well, the fans are fucking stupid because that's not happening. Like that's just not how
you're going to go out there and maybe pick up Vanderbilt. What the fuck does that do? Like,
yeah, your best case scenario is you pick up a home and home with Mississippi State. Like, woo, wee. I don't know. That it's like not that we need to hash out that whole thing, but it's a silly argument. Also, like, and it would hold a lot more weight if Kirk Ferentz wasn't like 1 game over 500 against Iowa State and hadn't lost 3 of the last 4.
I mean, if you ask Kirk Ferentz today, I mean, maybe in open air he would say like, yeah, like we'll play this game, but maybe behind closed doors he's saying something different. But I mean, he comes from the pedigree of the old traditional college football of playing those rivalry games. And,
right.
Obviously he's been a state employee for 20 plus years and understands the dynamics of it. So, I mean, come on.
But I mean, also like aside from the matchup itself over the last decade, outside of one season, we've just been the better team. I don't mean like there are years where they beat us, but we had
still the better team.
Objectively better season by the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, come on, 2020, they didn't play us when we would have hammered them.
We've had big noon kickoff here for it. We've had
2 game days,
all 3 in Ames. Like, albeit, come on, it's not as small as you think it is. Iowa fans.
Well, for them, I imagine it's fairly small, but
not the Nice. I'm tracking.
This is a good question. So 10 conference games still leaves 2 games. Why do we have to give up a game that the entire state loves? We do not have to play at SCF schools or MAC team. The difference is because if you're playing 10 conference games and Iowa, you are subjecting yourself to 11 Power 4 games that nobody else is playing. Nobody else in the country is going to play 11 Power 4 opponents.
Unless they do that. Like, you're going to play 10 conference games. You're going to do 1 non-Power 4 and 1 Power 4.
If they mandated, that's one thing. It
could be a thing. 1 non-conference Power 4 and then 1 non-Power 4.
If they mandated it that you had to have a non-conference Power 4 game plus 10 conference games, then yeah, sure, they'll probably keep it. But if they don't mandate that, there's no reason for Iowa or Iowa State to take on 11 Power 4 games in a schedule when everybody else is going to max out at 10. Like, there's just no reason for it. And I think that's probably part of the reason why neither conference has gone to 10 conference games, because you basically lose any opportunity at all for the cross-pollination for the non-conference
everybody likes those
matchups.
Games.
Everyone likes the crossover games. So, like, for that reason, I don't think anybody will ever go to 10 conference games without adding a 13th game to the regular season. Just because I think you're losing too much with that. You're like the Big Ten would never play the SEC in the non-con, and the ACC would never play the Big 12 or anything like that. You'd never get any cross-pollination with any of this. So you'd have entire conferences basically playing vertical schedules where they're playing FCS or G5 teams and then only their conference, and then you got to put them all, you got to seed them all in a playoff somehow with no cross-conference matchups to reference by.
They're already bad enough at that as it is.
Yeah, they're already terrible as it is. Yeah. So I don't think that they'll go to that, but that would be why. That would be why that you would theoretically lose the Cyhawk game if someone went to 10 conference games. But for that reason, I don't think it will go, and that's why I think they will extend Cyhawk at some point. Though, would I be sad to see, like, I would be intrigued by the idea of going to like a three out of every 4 years type of thing, and then leaving it open for Iowa State to have a home and home with Wisconsin or with Minnesota or Nebraska or something like that. I think that would be, or Missouri, get the telephone trophy back up for grabs. You know, Dylan, did you know we have a telephone trophy?
Heard about
with
it.
Missouri. Yeah,
Heard
we have a
about it,
trophy with Missouri. Unfortunately, it's sitting in Columbia right now because of Blaine fucking Gabbert. But
Dickhead.
I think I could be talked into something like that, like a 3 out of every 4, so that Iowa State can schedule. Oh, Steve doesn't want. Steve doesn't want the. You don't want the telephone trophy, Steve? What the hell? I want the telephone trophy. Fun story behind that too. But yeah, so who knows if they'll keep it going or not? But Jimmy said the right thing at Big Media Days by saying, like, yeah, we want to keep it going. It's a good game. It's a fun game. It's part of the fabric of college football. All the correct answers.
Well, let's dive into some David Coffey here.
But we will probably get a Campbell versus Fleck game at some point.
Yeah, we'll get a Campbell Fleck game at some point, and I'm excited.
I might go.
I'm excited to see them throw hands in midfield. I'm very excited for that. I mean, I'm disappointed we didn't get to see that at Iowa State.
Yeah.
Especially because Iowa State has its own beef with Minnesota on top of Fleck and Campbell having beef.
Right.
That'd be, call it the Arby's Bowl, because there'd be a lot of beef with that one.
Kind of like Larry's mom. Anyways, David Coffey.
Fired up when I saw you were coming back.
And our
Felt like,
sponsor
David,
out
that
now.
you were a guy who really jumped into an opportunity last year. It kind of sucked because your friends are going down.
Right.
How much did you learn from that? Like, how much better of a player are you now with all those reps?
I feel like that really helped me out a lot. And like those players, John Tays and Coop, they really like helped me.
Yeah.
Even though they were down, they still were like watching film with me and like doing the small stuff. So I feel like those reps that I got really like gave me the confidence I needed to like go attack this year.
Was there a moment last year, maybe a game, where you didn't maybe feel like a rookie anymore, or like where it was like, man, okay, that everything's kind of slowed down for me?
I would say like that after that first play, everything just like let go. I'm like, all right, I bet I'm good. So like that after that first play, all the jitters got out and I was ready to go.
So what is it like as a cornerback playing on this particular defense compared to totally different style that you've been with prior?
I would say it's more like man coverage, just like so I could really show like how good I could cover, and like I feel like making those open field tackles, setting those edges. So I feel like this defense is
Just keep your
really,
ACL intact,
like,
buddy.
Jump off in this defense, and I feel like Coach Bobby puts everybody in a good position to make plays.
Yeah, just for a dumb guy like me, it just seems like, because I've watched some of the Washington State stuff to kind of prepare for the season, and there's just a different level of it's just more aggressive. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say it's more physical, and I feel like we have a physical team. Our defense is very physical. Up front, our linebackers, our whole secondary, I feel like we're a very physical team that you're going to have to play with for a whole game.
Was there an aspect of you being one of the guys returning, as far as getting this team to gel with all the new guys, did you take on more of like a leadership type role in that sense, because you know where the cafeteria is, right? You can show the guys around.
Yeah, I feel like I had to help some guys around, like just show them like small stuff, like world classes. But I feel like the new staff, the players that Coach Rogers brought in, and our players that stayed, I feel like we gelled together really good. It didn't take us very long to come together and like become a team. So I feel like the players that Coach Rogers recruited, he recruits great players, great people. So I feel like it was easy to gel together.
What was that process like to choose to stay? Because college football anymore, it's just free agency every year. I mean, I'm sure you had other options. Why did you choose to stay ultimately?
Coach Rogers' mentality, his ultimate goal, it lined up with what I want, the player I want to be and the person I want to be.
You just like Ames too, right?
Yeah, I actually love Ames. At first, it was something I had to get used to because I'm from Chicago, so I'm a city. But it was something I had to get used to. But now I love Ames.
Are you a Bears fan?
Yeah, I am.
Hell
Who's
yeah,
your
brother!
favorite, corner in the league? Who do you watch?
I like watching Pat. I like J.C. Horn. He's a good one. And I gotta go one more. Jalen Johnson.
Did you grow up like a basketball fan, hockey fan? What'd you do in Chicago when you were a kid?
I actually had hoop dreams. What?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had hoop dreams. But I love football also. So it just had to choose, and I chose football. I love football.
So you balled out? You baller?
Yeah, I could hoop a little bit. I probably lost it, but I hooped all the way up until my sophomore year of high school.
And then you just went, I'm all in on the gridiron.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
I like LeBron.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I thought he was gonna go to Golden State, but I think he's gonna go to Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool to get him close. Maybe you go watch him play.
The game, yeah.
Well, you're good, nice young man, and really glad you chose to stay at Iowa State. And we'll look forward to watching you this year.
Appreciate you.
A nice kid.
Yeah.
Should ask him how he feels about the Bears moving to Hammond, Indiana, or Holland, Michigan, or something like that. Yeah.
They're going to Jamaica.
How does
Iowa.
he feel about the Bears moving to Davenport? Does he have thoughts on that? Or
What are your thoughts?
I think the Bears
Waterloo,
would do great
Iowa.
in Davenport. Put him in Clinton.
Can't be any worse than being in the state of Illinois.
Well,
Womp womp womp.
They're
Yeah,
not.
that was
So-
Mr. David Coffey. So lots of the buzzword physical from the staff and now the players, and that's really, I think, going to be the mantra, that they're going to have to embody this season. Obviously, they're talking the talk, but then you need to throw it out there on the football field because, with the way this team is constructed with a lot of unknowns and we don't really know who a full-blown star player is. We generally have an idea of who could be, but, that's a lot different than when the lights turn on. But, out being more physical than the other teams can go a long way and keep them in a lot of football games going into this football season.
Yeah, and like their defense is going to help them out a lot. I mean, there's a lot of really good physical football players. There are a lot of good athletes on the defense that are going to help them do that too. Like if you watch like Tristan Exline, granted he was playing a D2, but like if you watch his tape from last year when he was playing D2, like he was hitting dudes. Like he's a downhill guy that likes meeting a dude in the A gap and put him on his ass type of thing. Like that's what that's their whole philosophy is like meet me at the A gap and we'll see what happens type of thing. And they, like you said, they got to put it up. They got to put their money where their mouth is on that. But like they're saying what I want to hear. They're saying things that sound nice.
Well, and half the
That's
thing
the
with
point of media day is to say what the fans want to hear. But
Mission accomplished.
they've been pretty consistent in the same message since the day they've arrived, and the football thing is like not have an identity crisis as you go into a football season or during a football season. And obviously they know they want to be the more physical football team, and now it's just doing so. And at least they know which way they want to go, and then they can work off that.
We should actually, I do want to bring it up. This wasn't media day, but it's not media days related. We can go back to what we do, but worth noting though, I do want to bring up that they have flipped 2 receivers from Power 4 programs in the last few weeks. They just picked up Chuck Alexander the other day, 4-star receiver from Louisville, he's from Cincinnati, was committed to Louisville. Really nice player. And it goes along with the saying the right things is that like their messaging to the public has been really good so far. And apparently they've done a very good job of selling the vision to, well, Dylan, here, Campbell had to sell you on a fucking hope and a dream.
Yeah. I mean,
how does that go? How does that go?
That's all they have, right? Like,
right.
For me, it was more of like, I believed what he was saying, but like I was forced is maybe not the best word, but I was forced into believing what he was saying because him and the staff were like just such good people. Like you could tell that they were just good humans and they weren't like, hey,
it was easy to buy in.
Yeah. Like we're not trying to find a chess piece to play on our board. Like we want to build relationships with these guys. We actually care about you. And like, when somebody comes off that way, it's a lot easier to like believe the other things that they say. So like, and I mean, Campbell, like, although it was Tulane, like they were good, so like,
right.
yeah, it's all about just being good people,
Toledo?
to be honest. Or Toledo is what I meant. Yeah.
I was
thinking about yeah.
I was like, wait a second, where did Tulane come from?
I knew what he
Well,
meant.
I thought I did, but I didn't know if you were talking about something else.
No,
Way to be a dick, Levi. We knew what he meant.
Yeah, I have CTE, dude. So like, you gotta give me.
Sorry.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
Jesus
the
Christ.
T.
Right not to
I got to give you
bring
the
out
one. I got to give you the weekly CTE pass. Yeah.
Well, then when you live in New Orleans, you hear Tulane all the time. But,
Sure.
So then it just gets in my. But yeah, they're they just have to show these kids that they like, especially now, like with the way that college football is, like they got to show these kids that they care about them, and it's not just about money, and like it is about football, but like you're an 18-year-old kid, like it gets a little scary. Like you want to know that like people are gonna take care of you, at least to start, like get me started in life. But when you're not like Georgia and Alabama or Ohio State, like you have to like show those traits in your coaching staff and in the people around the program, or else like, because you can't just like Jimmy Rogers can't walk in with, what do we have, 12 players and say, hey, we're going to compete for a national championship, so you should come. Like you got to find another way to sell it.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, and I get that impression, like listening to Jimmy too, is that like he doesn't speak as like emphatically as Campbell did, but like you still like even though he's clearly like would rather be anywhere else than in front of a microphone. Like you can still tell that like when he's not in front of a microphone, he's like that kind of guy where it's like, and like I got a chance to talk to him for like 10 minutes at Si's House of Trivia, and he like just felt like a good, like genuine down to earth guy that like would definitely, you know, he'd answer any question from anybody that showed up. He'd have a beer with you if it, you know, whatever, like that kind of thing. Like he gave me that the same kind of feeling that Matt Campbell gave me the few times I got to talk to him, that like felt genuine. Like when you're talking to him, they're focused on you. He's like like a listener like that. And I think that's something that I think means a lot. I mean, it means a lot to everybody, but I think especially like if you're trying to sell a high school kid on like, hey, we're brand new here, but we think we can win a shitload of football games and we want you to be part of that. Like being able to feel like you can trust that person, I would have to imagine that goes a long ways.
My brain instantly turns though to, you know, we're selling on a vision right now, right? Yeah. But my brain turns to, what if a vision doesn't unfold year one? What do these recruits think, and do they hang on to that vision? Like that's in my brain, you know, when you see like a 4-star flip from a certain school,
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just hard with some of these kids to see that, you know, what do they think if something like that portrays out to be? And that's just thinking of the other side of the coin in that time frame. Obviously, I'm not sitting here rooting for Iowa State to lose a bunch of games in year one, but it's a distinct possibility.
Like you clarified that.
But it depends. Like
I know,
like with them holding on to it, it depends how it happens, right? Like
right.
We were 3-9 Campbell's first year, but like we played a lot of good football teams really well. Like we lost the game, but like
by the end of the season, you guys were playing well. Yeah,
and like losing games to good teams in like close fashion, where we even felt like, man, we played like shit and lost to a good team by a touchdown. Like if that happens, then you kind of just like, you can see it. Like you can actually feel that it's happening. Now, if you go out and lose by 50 12 times in a row, then you're probably losing the.
I mean, and that's really no different to this era than any other era. I mean, like you have to sell your first recruiting class on a vision, then you got to back it up the next year. I mean, that's how recruiting's always been.
Yeah.
And it's whether it's just raw wins or like Dylan said, it's maybe you don't have the best record, but like you can clearly see the vision here. There's a clear, like there's a direction, like this team's going to be a lot better the next year type of thing. Like
I just view it as a little bit just more so because of how the changing of the.
Yeah. It's easier for players to bolt now.
Correct. Yeah. It's the amount of flipping that happens, even just in high school recruiting that happens nowadays is it's astronomical. It's not, you get recruited, you commit, and they don't there's always people still coming at you until that name's signed on the dotted line. And it's always been that way, but it feels like it's even more just because there is a money aspect to it. And then NIL deals, it just feels a little bit more open aired than it ever was.
And you'd actually like to hear this point, probably. One of Campbell's biggest selling points on the Vision was the fan base. He told everybody that, like, part of the reason that's what he's saying. Like, part of the reason that I took this job was because they have the best fan base in the country, man. And he would say, like, go ahead and look how many games they've won in the past decade, and they're selling out every home game. Like, and that was like one of his big things. He's like, we've got the coaching staff to do it. You're going to be the players to do it, and the fan base is already there.
Oh, it actually was I think it was when Jake interviewed Jalen Rayner. He had asked him, about this. He'd asked him about like playing in front of the Jack Trice crowds. He's like, he played at Jack Trice, 2 seasons ago, and and he was talking about he even like brought up that like he's not used to playing in front of 60,000 people type of thing, and like in that he was even kind of caught off guard by how full it was, like how much fan support there was for Iowa State. So I mean, that was just kind of fun here. He said because we were beating their ass that game, and he said like in the third quarter when they started playing the Juicy Wiggle, and Jake's like, bet that must have sucked when you guys were getting. It was hot. It was hot as shit. You're losing by like 40, and then they start doing some dumb fucking dance in the third quarter, and he's like, yeah, that sucked.
A lot of those guys, though, thankfully, the Southeast Missouri game is like that first game where you're going to run out to all those people. A lot of these guys have never experienced something like that, too. Obviously, you got the guys that from the Power 5 or 4 schools, but then, I mean, we got some D2 guys that are ballers, too. And
yeah, like Tristan X-Line's never played in front of a crowd anywhere close.
Some of these guys, some of the guys that went from South Dakota State to Washington State, obviously Washington State does have a pretty good fan base. And when they're really good, they'll follow them anywhere. But, I don't know what Washington State's home crowds were like last year, but I'm sure it was, up and down kind of thing. But, we're consistent in it, at least where a lot of these guys will be like, holy shit, when they run out of that tunnel for the first time.
Yeah. Did Matt Campbell sell you on the restaurant scene in Ames at all? Was that part of the recruiting pitch initially?
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Hickory Park didn't come up in the conversation.
I don't know if you ever got that recruiting pitch down. Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like we said already, the whole Big 12 Media Day for Iowa State was rather uneventful, but it was not uneventful for the Texas Tech side of things, whereas seemingly the train keeps rolling where they think they are, everybody is out to get them, but I think they've created this narrative in their own mind that everybody's out to get them. And I'm just going to start here with the clip between one of the Texas Tech reporters and Big 12 commissioner. Sorry, Monster Energy Big 12 commissioner Brett Yormark.
Well endowed Big 12 commissioner of Monster Energy.
So here we go.
Bill and Rocket Brigade Commission. Texas Tech got fined over tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU paddles broke an always maker rule, has a tradition exemption. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders. Big 12 sued them anyway, while Cincinnati hasn't been yet touched.
Watch the reporters in the back.
I know they're all like, what
Why
the
should
fuck?
Texas Tech fans believe it?
Can you sit? Let me come closer to you. Stand up. Ask that question again, and I'm going to give you the answer I want to give you. So go ahead.
Texas Tech got fined for tortillas. And
He had a second try at tortillas and just fucked it up again.
OSU has had paddles that were given a noisemaker exemption back in 2012. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders, and yet there is a lawsuit. Cincinnati has yet to be touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe them?
No, I didn't say greater than 12.
There's a guy already filming it. He's like, this shit's going viral.
Going forward is 16 strong, and that's my answer to your question. But thank you for that question. Appreciate it.
Gentleman in the black.
That was
so first of all, paddles got. He even said the paddles got a noise making exemption.
Yeah.
Tortugas or whatever he said don't make noise. It's not they're not a noise maker.
No, you throw them on the fucking field.
Yeah.
Totally different thing.
If they were throwing paddles at the other team, I'm sure they would get banned.
Yeah. Shout out for batting 500 on saying the word tortillas correctly. You fucking sentient thumb.
Okay, Steve Kemp is asking, how would we have handled your Mark's power move in a non-traditional media aspect? I would have told the guy, "You heard my fucking question. Now answer it."
Yeah, say you heard what I fucking said.
That guy, the guy. Basically, was like,
if I asked a reasonable question, that's how I would have.
Yeah.
But that guy knew he can't fucking say that, so he's like, well, I'll ask it again.
All he had to do. We said this earlier. Leave out the tortillas, leave out Oklahoma State, and just ask the Sorsby question. That's a fair question,
right?
In my opinion.
And that's like, if you had just asked like, hey, Texas Tech caught the end of it, caught a lawsuit because of the Sorsby thing, but Cincinnati, nobody's even talking about Cincinnati. I think that's probably a fair question. And at that point, Brett Yormark deflecting and just ignoring the question, saying we're not talking about that anymore. Yeah. That looks, I mean, it still does look bad, but unfortunately, his dumb fucking question about the tortillas totally overshadows Brett Yormark's bad response to it. And that's all you had to do is, if you wanted to know about the Sorsby thing, ask about the Sorsby thing. And then if Brett Yormark had said, we're not talking about that right now, then you let Yormark look like an ass. But
and that question was asked later on by another Texas Tech reporter who could actually physically get out a question. He basically asked, did ever in that time frame did you support Texas Tech in this situation? And he said, Yormark responded with, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Right. And that's a bad answer, because they have not talked about it at all outside of some public statements in response to the loss, in response to the injunction from the judge, and to various Texas Tech things they put out. The Big 12 has basically not talked about it, and Brett Yormark has not taken any questions about it. Now I have to imagine he's probably about sick and fucking tired of talking about Texas Tech at this point, because they've caused him a tremendous amount of stress at this point in the summer. So I don't blame him for being annoyed with just Texas Tech being there. But
he's also got one of those jobs that I really would never care to have.
No, it was a bad answer to an even worse question. So I don't know.
Well, we got a Texas Tech fan in the comments saying the 20 million on Monster Energy was a bad deal. Well, talk to your AD, because he was part of making that deal. So there's that, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The bad deal, whatever it is. Steve said he would have tinkled his pants. See, the problem is, personally, I don't think I would have balked at. So a small peek into my personal life, I guess, is after college, I worked for a company out of Chicago, and it was a union contractor that works on power plants, steel mills, and stuff like that. And I was working as an engineer for them. And once you start regularly on a daily basis dealing with Chicago iron workers on a daily basis, there's almost nothing anybody can do to just
phase you,
to phase you or to make you back down. It's at a certain point you got to be ready to tell somebody to
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up or whatever like that. You just kind of get used to that. So my own personal experience would have allowed me to just stand up and get sassy right back with Brett, but yeah, I mean, it was an attempted power move, and it kind of worked because his power move only worked because the reporter looked like a dumbass.
Yeah, what do you think? Had he just led and only asked the Sorsby question? I know you said another reporter hinted at it, but what is the right answer to that? Why is Cincinnati not involved at all?
I don't know the answer to that, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I think there needs to be something said about Cincinnati, and everybody's just is hiding or dancing around it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what the reasoning is that we have heard nothing about Cincinnati.
And this Texas Tech fan has mentioned in his comment that now Cincinnati is being looked into. I have not seen anything about that.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
'cause
I think
I'm
it's
a-
good if
like,
they're getting if Cincinnati's getting investigated, good. Like that should happen.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't like deep dive into the whole case. I just know the shell of like what has happened. Like did this I don't even know if you call it alleged betting anymore. This betting that occurred when it took place in Cincinnati, or
I
was
believe
he-
so. Yes.
No, it took place in Indiana.
Oh, yes. Okay.
No, or like not like where was he sitting when he did it, but like where was he enrolled?
He was enrolled at Indiana.
Oh, okay.
I believe he was at it. I don't know if he did it also in Cincinnati or not, but I know like at least some of it happened at Indiana. The Texas Tech fan wants to know: are we declining the Monster Deal?
No,
That's not happening.
No, he said we are, but they won't.
Right.
Like he means we by like the team or the conference.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Like
Yeah,
they're hoping that Texas Tech is going to like pay $1 million
think,
to not have it. No, that's not how that works.
That probably ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be kind of like you said earlier. I don't think it's gonna be as big of a deal as people think. Like,
So the greater than 12 thing that was the old marketing phrase right after the conference expanded. Or no, it was right before the conference expanded when it was actually 12 teams.
Yeah, and he said in the beginning of this whole thing, he said we're going together as 16, and then the reporter went with we're greater than 12, and I think that's where your mark went off the fucking rails, where he was like, I didn't fucking say that, and fuck your question, and then moved on.
TTU Texas Tech's holding out for DraftKings.
the
DraftKings
patch.
actually, with
honestly, wouldn't surprise me if DraftKings or Kalshi or whoever gets a.
Well, I was gonna
gets a
say because
patch.
with Texas Tech, sports gambling is still not legal in Texas. But you can get around it by using Kalshi or Polymarket in Texas. So
No, I
if
think
they
it
were-
is now. It is now.
Is it now
As of
now
like
legal?
last week.
Oh, okay.
My
Well, then
buddy
they
was
could do it.
my buddy was down there. He said it's weird though. Like, but
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird laws around or something.
Yeah.
And back to the monster thing, I will touch on it briefly though. And the deal in itself is fine. Like having Monster as like a presenting sponsor of the Big 12 conference. My issue with it is like the $20 million does feel a touch low.
Yeah, I thought so too.
For how much exposure they're getting.
It'd be interesting to see what the dynamics of the negotiations were and what the data they used to get to that 20 million mark. Whether somebody just said, we're going to give you 20 million and that's what it is. And nobody else came to that number when they went through all these other, I'm sure they had other offers. I think they said that they did, but my problem is it's not the jersey patch. It's not any of that. It is the dollar mark. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to like in a month or something like that, remember that, oh, it's only 800K. Who cares? Yeah, they could have done better. They should have done better.
Well,
but is, like what the BYU AD said, that's some money we didn't have yesterday. Who gives a shit?
I think CW retweeted somebody that it was an article written by somebody that they work in that space, in that marketing space. And they basically said, this is kind of he described it essentially as kind of like, this is the first time that this is kind of like a market setting deal. And that like, because this is like the first time that a deal like this has been done. And
they're setting a baseline.
This is like, essentially this is the market setting itself. Cause like there are other schools that have patch. So there's like, I want to say there's like 20 schools that have patches, something like that. Like Arkansas has Tyson and stuff like that. And they're I can't remember what they're getting paid. The one that they had referenced is like Wyoming has a sponsor and they're getting like $1 million a year on their patch, but that's because they have a local sponsor that knows what their return on investment looks like, what their ROI looks like on that. So they're willing to pony up more for the Cowboys. But they're willing to pony up a little bit more because they know that they're going to get good value back out of their money. But as far as a nationwide brand for a nationwide conference, like this is functionally kind of setting the market on what
But
conference.
it should be bigger than one team, you would think, right? Like,
what do you mean?
Like if you're saying $1 million a year for Wyoming, the entire conference should be worth more than $1 million per team.
Well, what I'm saying though is like Wyoming got a good number because they have a local sponsor that is going to get a lot of value back out of that. So like that's a unique situation, like a unique economic situation. Whereas like this is a nationwide sponsor on a nationwide conference where it's not as localized, so it's not quite as valuable, I guess. The real estate isn't as valuable because it's not as targeted of an audience.
Well, somebody's gonna have to start paying more because we're not gonna look like we're wearing NASCAR uniforms out there. Like
well, that's gonna unfortunately, Dylan, that ship has sailed because that's how college football is gonna look.
No, it's got to be like a maximum and like.
Well, you can have they'll have one patch here and one patch here, and that's just what it's gonna be. They'll never do like soccer where it's a big one in the middle. But
Yeah,
they'll never do that. But like
Giant
Tide.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't. It's kind of a no. The answer is no. Other conferences do not have a title sponsor like this necessarily. I mean, the Big 12 has had title sponsor. I think last year was Edward Jones. They've had like Dr. Pepper before. They've had.
Yeah, Tide would be a good one actually for jerseys. Washing them.
It's kind of it's just it's a deal that's going to give more money to the.
Did they say how
members of the
many years it
conference.
was?
I would assume it's just this year.
And then the commentators, just like Steve saying, they're coming up to the DraftKings 30-yard line.
Then the Tide 20-yard line.
He's at the He's at the.
Yeah, I mean,
he's at the Raising Cane's 10-yard line.
Yeah.
If it's for 1 year, obviously
He crosses McDonald's midfield and he's gone.
If it's for 1 year, you hope that number moves up, exponentially as the years go on. But
and that's the thing is that's part of it too, is that because Monster's the first one in on this and they're kind of setting the market, they can now there's you'll have this year that the Big 12 can show what the exposure looks like to other potential advertisers, so that down the line they can either get more money from Monster or get another sponsor that can pay more into that.
Well, there you go. I'll just put it up here, but
kind of a word soup here. Basically, been saying that Texas Tech
has sent in a letter.
Texas Tech, Kansas, and BYU both asked to look into Cincinnati.
I mean, as they should, but
yeah, they should. Yeah, I see. That's the thing. That's the thing that Texas Tech fans need to understand. If the Big 12 wants to look into Cincinnati for this whole thing, do it. Great. They should do that. Like, nobody's saying, "Oh, you should punish Texas Tech, but we got to protect Cincinnati."
And
nobody's saying that.
An old Texas Tech man here. I'm not gonna try to single you out here when I say this and all this other stuff, but you have a portion of your fan base that has become very obnoxious on the social media space, to where it's portraying your fan base as something that you guys absolutely hate, which is exactly the Texas Longhorn fan base, where they have become high and mighty and think that the Texas Tech brand is bigger than the Big 12, which in theory, maybe it is, but it's not. Texas Tech is not a national brand. You got Patrick Mahomes.
They just have the most money in the Big 12.
They only have the most money. That is literally it.
This is not some SEC. You're
and that's just by geographical.
It's random
default,
happenstance.
Geographical default.
Right.
Yeah.
We have corn. You have oil. Shit.
You guys, your fan base has spent the last couple years fighting with the Utah fans who thought that they're going to leave for the Big Ten, and now all of a sudden you guys think you can suddenly leave just because of a situation with the AD and a piston match and whose dick is bigger, blah blah blah. Just shut the fuck up is all we're asking.
I mean, I got a little argument with the gambling gauchos yesterday or whatever, and
he's not telling you to shut the fuck up. He's telling the fan base.
This is the fan base, yeah. I got in a little Twitter argument with gambling gauchos the other day, and or just yesterday, and actually use the words y'all are a bunch of ankle biters and stuff like that. I was like, that is literally what Texas used to say. That is exactly what they used to Now you're just being a rich asshole. That's what you're doing. You're just LARPing as Texas fans, but without any of the hardware to go with it.
Yeah, old Texas Tech fan. I do see the article now that
in our Discord, Fireside put it in our Discord too, under the general chat.
Yep, I see that now. So the NCAA has sent a letter of inquiry. So there you go.
Yeah. Apparently, the Celtics just released their summer league roster, and Caleb Grill and Kurt Jones are both on the Celtics roster.
Oh boy,
that's weird.
What a duo!
Awkward. But
Fire up
I don't
the
know.
grill,
The
baby.
Texas Tech fans need to shut up and win a fucking football game that matters.
I think eventually it'll cool down, and then
hopefully,
hopefully, and then they get back. I think in general terms, over the last forever, I think we as a fan base have gotten so along with Texas Tech fans, and it's I don't know, it's just gotten so toxic, and every fan base is fueling into the Texas Tech stuff, and it's just creating a lot of animosity between everybody that really was never there before and never had any bearing to be there before. So I'm hopeful it gets back to the way it is, but just Texas Tech fans, like, seriously, just don't become who you despise, and that's the Texas fans.
And that's the thing, is we were always cool with Texas Tech. We always were. And all of a sudden now we're the victim and this, and it's just annoying. And like I said, old Texas Tech, man, this is not directed at you. I promise. It's not directed at you personally, unless you are doing that. But no.
Then in that case,
then fuck you. But just in general, like, and it maybe it's largely just contained to the social media sphere, and like your average walking about Texas Tech fan is not like this. But the social media part of the Texas Tech fan base has gotten quite irritating. Could Sorsby play 27 with the new 5-5 rule?
I think Sorsby's day in NCAA football.
I think he's probably done in college football. Yeah,
he's probably. Yeah, he'll probably.
I mean, even if
I hear the Gamblers have a spot though.
He's going to have a hard time getting through the NFL draft process with not playing this season, and then also having this stain on his name a little bit, because what the NFL basically said in their release of the NFL supplemental draft was basically like, you did this, have given us no justification of why we should let you into the league, and you're basically saying nothing. And the NFL is never going to forget this, but theoretically, there could be a team that's really QB needy, and Browns. Who knows?
I could take the Hunter Deckers route. Iowa Western, Houston Gamblers.
Well, Iowa Western actually comically put out a graphic like the day after this all broke that said that Brendan Sorsby will not be at Iowa Western or something like. Like, they specifically said that he's not going to be a Reaver. And I was like,
UFL is the only league, and this includes the Canadian League.
Yeah, the Canadian League kicked him out too.
The Canadian was like, no,
nope,
and
they're like, no way.
Yeah, the UFL was like, yeah, come on over, play, because it's really,
I don't know, the NFL, they have a short memory. I will say that.
So I don't see
now. Gambling
they have forgiven some heinous shit before, but
for whatever reason, I feel like they, on their scale, like, they think gambling is worse than like beating women and like drunk driving and all the other things.
Well,
so,
I mean,
like,
NFL is so, like, they're so image conscious that, like, and they
brought
know,
to you by DraftKings, by the way.
Yeah, no shit. But they know that, like, if a player beats his girlfriend or something like that, they know that looks bad on the player, but not really on the league so much. Like, it doesn't really affect the perception of the league. It's just the player. Versus if you let a person in the league that gambled on his own team, that affects the perception of the league, and that's where the NFL cares way more about it.
But I also feel like
this is the league that didn't allow Madden to have concussions in the game because they wanted to protect their image so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel like, sexual assault on like 40-something masseuses, and then 300 million. That also looks bad, but like, I get what you're saying. Like,
the NFL can easily shake that off and say, like, that's just a bad guy, but it's not our fault, type of thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect the integrity
anything.
of the results.
Yeah.
And so, like it's a shitty, like,
it's weird because they forgive way worse shit. Like,
they do, like, they'll forgive actual, like, heinous felony shit.
Yeah.
But like, if it comes to like Brent Sorsby was a dumbass at Indiana and bet on his own team, for the NFL, that could be way worse for their product. Because then all of a sudden, now let's say they let him in the league, and Brendan Sorsby gets a spot start for the Browns in week 17, who's not watching that game thinking this motherfucker's betting on it and this dude's shaving points? Because like who's watching that game and not thinking that dude's shaving points? Like, like everybody's going to be watching it for that. And if that is the NFL's worst nightmare, is if they think that if they think that fans are watching the game or they think that one of the players is shaving points, that's their worst nightmare.
His basically
Henry Ruggs will be on an NFL roster, just so you know. Like
when he gets out when he's 40 or what?
He's out like soon.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been trying to get parole for the last like
he's on
2
parole.
years.
Okay, yeah.
No, he's been trying to just get out of jail.
My hot take is that guy will play
listen,
in an NFL
Steve,
game.
This was unnecessary. Hey, Steve, what the fuck?
Yeah. What? That hurts my feelings.
Well, now we got Penn State in here, dude.
Oh my God, Penn State's here. Oh yeah,
hey,
I think Brett.
Listen, no, I'm not as big of a hater as some of the people in the chat and the two dudes on your screen. I'm partial. I don't hate Penn State.
We haven't said we hated Penn State once.
Yeah, I guess I don't really. Yeah,
it's a very interesting things coming out of that fan base this week, though. About
there was a guy like yesterday saying like, "I'm tired of Campbell already."
Yeah, speaking of,
guy hasn't even coached the game yet.
Speaking of uppity fan bases that think they're bigger than everything else, like come on,
like I'm tired of Campbell because like 3 recruits flipped or something like that.
Yeah, like at least let the guy go 12-0 before you start bitching about him.
I was like, huh? That was even faster than I would have thought of. But like,
there's a very real possibility they go undefeated. Like a
their schedule is horrible. There's nobody good on that schedule, and they're going to be like good enough. They're probably going to beat pretty much everybody. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yep.
How about that ride in?
Yeah, they did lose a 4-star receiver to Rutgers though. That's tough. Speaking of bad recruiting, though, you know who's sitting at the bottom of the Big Ten for recruiting right now?
The Iowa Hawkeyes.
That's exactly fucking right.
Bad day to be Hawkeyes.
I can't understand why you wouldn't want to be a good quarterback and go play there. Baffles me.
I mean, but they haven't gotten a good quarterback to go play there.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah.
I understand exactly why a good quarterback would not want to play there.
And none have. Gronowski was the best one they'd had since Brad Banks.
That went over like a shit ton of bricks.
Yeah. Is he playing tight end next year for somebody? Is that how that worked? Yeah. I don't know. That's a whole deal. But what else is a big? So yeah. Anyways, the Texas Tech thing was stupid and weird, and both the reporter and Yormark handle it poorly. But
yeah, and I don't think like there's been a lot of talk about this week about Yormark being a bad commissioner and all that other stuff. Like he's willing to be bold and try shit out and just do all this and that. Like he's not like Bob Bowlesby just like sitting on his fucking hands and letting shit happen. Like he's being like kind of proactive on some things and just trying to be different than everybody else. So I'll give him credit there. But like the stuff that like people have been saying on Twitter, like the guy needs to go, like I don't think he necessarily needs to go, but maybe some of the deal making could be a tiny bit better, but to be determined there.
I mean, he's largely done a pretty good job.
Yeah, like no, it's I think it's just the loud mouths right now of the current situation that he just feels like he's been pointed at somebody. Like up until this summer, like it hasn't been like get Yormark out of here.
Yeah, I mean, he had a plan to not talk about Sorsby, but he could have at least just said like, you know, for legal reasons, I can't really discuss it publicly yet, but we'll do it at some.
And people would have been mad at that answer too. So
I mean, they would have, but I think that one's a more like that's a more palatable answer.
Yeah,
than
you can
like
stomach that
than
one.
just. I mean, really, Yormark just got lucky that reporter was an idiot and asked a dumb question. He got really lucky for that, but I don't. What legal reason? I don't know. You can say it's an open investigation. It's an open investigation. Whatever. I mean, that's the like that's
As-
the default excuse you could use.
Clearly, as we know, now Cincinnati is roped into it as of tonight. So, like,
Good.
now there's
If-
more.
I mean, good. If they had a hand to play in this, then good. They should get investigated.
Maybe he knew that was going to happen, so he just wasn't going to say anything.
Maybe we can get their win last year vacated. When
That
they
was
just
pretty bad.
that was miserable. That
Yeah.
was
Speaking of vacated,
that was a
wins,
bottom 5 Campbell game for me. That was miserable.
Bottom one is
Drake.
Drake.
Well, I guess
Colorado,
Colorado was not good.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Ohio was down there. Okay, so bottom 5 is Ohio, Colorado, Cincinnati, all last season, and
No, Ohio.
or no, sorry, no,
was-
Ohio was a few years ago. Yeah, so
That's
Colorado
number
and
one.
Cincinnati
I think.
this year.
I think
Ohio,
that's number one.
Drake, and I'm gonna say, what's the fifth? What's the other bottom 5 game? Terrible game.
I mean, just because of like what it. I mean, maybe
Kansas State at Kansas State 20.
that wasn't
17.
Campbell's fault. That's not
Louisiana?
Campbell's fault.
Well, it wasn't Campbell's fault. Okay, fine. We'll say the ones that are for like.
I mean, it was a
for-
bad game in Campbell's era, but it was
Sure, yeah. So like if you're just counting games that are like our own fault type of thing, those 4, you could say
Arizona State.
just because what was on this, or the Big 12 championship.
Big 12 championship. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rocco is 2-1 against Iowa.
Is Rocco good? He
Technically-
also asked.
Technically 2-0, but
Penn
Yeah.
State Sport Talk. How do you feel about pick sixes?
yeah, get ready to learn ball going the other way for a touchdown, my guy.
nah, Rocco's good, dude.
No,
He's all right.
Rocco's a good kid, but he did
You
have
know
a
what
bad
you're gonna
habit
get
of throwing bad.
most of the time. He's going to win the game for you, or he's going to lose the game for you.
Well, he's going to lose it for you for 3 quarters, and then he'll win it for you. in the last
50%
one.
of the time. 50% of the time, he's going to do this for you.
Like when you win, there's a good chance that he's the reason you won. But when you lose, there's probably a good chance
There's
he
a
was
decent
the
chance he was
reason.
there. And if he won in the last minute, it might be because he would cause a lot of problems for like that UCF game, and that UCF game in 2024 is like, to me, that's like the most Rocco game there's ever been, where he was horrible for 3 quarters and then turned into like the greatest college court, like prime Tim Tebow for 10 minutes or something like that. It was just unbelievable.
Easy, Donnie.
Easy,
Calm down.
Donnie.
Easy.
Easy.
Get the squirt bottle
Yeah,
out.
Donnie. Yeah, that's no good.
Mom. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. Just Rocco, especially early in his career, had a bad habit, especially on a wide side, on out routes to the wide side of the football field. He had a bad habit of throwing those not far enough outside and too far downfield instead of cutting them off early. He had a bad habit of making weird throws on those. But
Random back to what we were talking about earlier, Henry Ruggs. He's set to be released August 24th, 2027.
holy cow, 27.
Yep.
See, that
Isn't
might
that like 30 years before the end of his sentence?
It was like a 5-year
It
deal.
was.
I thought it was like 40.
3 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been denied
That-
parole once.
That might be a little close. Like he can't get out in August and play, I don't think, but the next season.
No.
He'll be 28.
28.
The time he is released.
He'll be 28 and 28.
And when he's playing for an NFL team, he will be. Because somebody's going to get a hell of a football player for league minimum.
Rocco is 1-0 against Iowa in Iowa City. But yeah, I don't know.
Also, he is spelling Ames very. It's
Yeah.
giving me.
DeMonies.
This is a bit.
Listen, Des Moines.
bit.
Listen, Des Moines needs to like turn that into marketing somehow. Instead of Des Moines, it's DeMonies.
This is a bit, and I will not be sucked into it.
Honestly, it's an excellent bit. Just not spelling a single town name right.
Fucking Campbell and Mouse on a burner just fucking with me.
Listen, you guys are playing in
Honestly,
Hershey,
that would be
Pennsylvania.
really
Shut
funny.
up.
Has Penn State playing State Coolidge? Oh shit!
I
Oh,
will not give in to your trolling.
predictions for the basketball team this year.
32-0. Seed wise, number one.
I'm going to say they're probably a 4 seed.
Pussy.
Listen, if I'm wrong because I missed low, great. If I'm right, then I'm right. Yeah. Anyways,
that's all we had.
anything else?
No, that's all we had.
Yeah. There's not much else going on right now.
The thumb asking dumb questions and
yeah, the thumb.
Oh
yeah, we did get a women's recruit, a new recruit from China, and she's like 6'7", 6'6", something like that.
I knew you were gonna do that shit.
Your kids aren't even old enough to be doing this, are they?
They do it.
Do they really? Oh my god.
Yep. 6'7", 6'7", all the fucking time.
That's crazy.
They are 6.
Wait,
and
someone else did ask. We talked about the jersey patch sponsors earlier. Did we land on a top 3?
You said Casey's, Pioneer, and
Someone said Hy-Vee, and I like Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is a good. I think feels like a good dark horse there.
It was a better rookie season, Iowa or the Iowa State guy.
I don't know what he means by that.
I don't know what he means by that.
Iowa's coach has been there for 20 years.
Kirk Ferentz was a rookie in 1999.
Yep, not a rookie.
Bill Clinton was still president when Kirk Ferentz got.
I think he's talking about. Is he talking about Jefferson?
Oh, you're talking about Jefferson and Sturts.
Sturts, yeah. Well,
probably Jefferson.
Unfortunately, the problem is that Sturts is on a really good team.
Yeah, Sturts plays on Oklahoma City.
Josh Jefferson plays on the Nets.
Yeah, but that means
and the Nets are
more opportunity.
The Nets are unwiped booty.
Why was Cooper Flag good? Because the Mavs were bad.
But Cooper Flag's Cooper Flag.
Yeah, but like he doesn't lead the team in every statistical category if their team's healthy and good players are on the floor.
I don't know. The Nets are just gonna net, and
the Nets are just
feel bad for
the Nets
Joshua
are like
Jefferson.
the Nets are like the basketball Browns. They're just kind of always bad. Even when they get like a really good roster, they're still not that good.
Is Fairway does Fairway have jersey patch money?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Fairway's got jersey patch money. They're mostly in Iowa, a little bit of Minnesota, a little bit of Illinois, a little bit of Wisconsin.
Yeah, but they're like nowhere compared to Hy-Vee in terms
they're
of
not
size.
as big as Hy-Vee, but like Fairway's got jersey patch money. Easily. Yeah, Fairway's
they could do it.
Yeah.
Will
Fairway,
they do it?
Fairway would be a good option. I don't know if Fairway would do it, but I could be
Fairway's
making
not
this
a big yet.
I could be completely making this
Oh
up, but
my
I think the Fairway owner might be an Iowa guy. I could be wrong, but
well, that would cause an issue.
I honestly could be making that up, but like I think that
You mean the CEO, not the owner?
well, the CEO or yeah, whatever.
Let's see. Went to Luther College.
Fairway is a CF sponsor. Yes, they are absolutely, but that doesn't mean that they'll sponsor a local podcast. But that doesn't mean they're going to put a jersey on on the university though. That's a different level of commitment.
To be clear, we are not saying we're in favor of any of these. We're just saying could.
Yeah.
these
To be fair, we're not saying we do approve or disapprove of anything. You see, Come and Go would have been funny as hell to have on there if we could have had Come and Go on the jerseys.
Wait,
but
do they still exist?
no, they got bought out by Maverick.
They
they're Maverick now.
ejaculated and evacuated right out of there.
Speaking of coming, we should say thank you to our sponsors over at Iowa Distilling. And everyone should check out their Prairie Fire whiskey, 1858 vodka, Scenes and Sinners apple pie. If you can stop by their location down in Cumming, it's awesome. They can make awesome cocktails. If you find Kyle walking around down there, you talk to him for a while. He's a good time. We were down there for a few weeks ago for CW's book event, and it was awesome. Been down there a couple times. We'll be down there again sometime soon, I'd imagine too. So, but anyways, you can find their stuff all over Iowa. I can even get it over here. Over in Dubuque County, I can get it. So check your local grocery store. They are a liquor store. They probably have it. And if not, just make a trip down to Cumming, Iowa.
The Fairway CEO Reynolds Kramer is in fact part of the University of Iowa Intellectual Center of Freedom.
Yeah, see, I thought Fairway was an Iowa company. Oh well, okay. There's another one. So Mid American Energy could be. I mean, they already have the rights to the football field to the
But
actual field
they could
itself.
shift the allocation to that, and then we find another field sponsor.
Either that, or they just like they're on
More
the
money
field
for
and
it.
they are on the patch. Like, I mean, they're a power company. They have money to burn. Like,
Yeah, they would look good on a jersey that we have already. Like it wouldn't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
their red,
clash.
their color palette is red and black. Like Mid American Energy would work. Mid American Energy, Hy-Vee, Pioneer, Casey's.
Quick
I don't
Star
know.
would be a good one, but they're going to go.
Quick Star is also from Wisconsin, but Wisconsin has
already-
Culver's. Wisconsin's
Yeah.
Culver's, but like Quick Star is not going to sponsor Iowa State. Yeah, they're not going to sponsor Iowa State. And like I think I saw a suggestion for 3M earlier. Like 3M is Minneapolis, so you could see them on a Minnesota uniform, but you're not going to see them on an Iowa State uniform.
Yeah, it's going to be an Iowa company. It has to be.
It should be an Iowa-based company for sure.
Pella's going to be on the Hawkeyes jersey. That makes sense.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. And honestly, that would probably look pretty good on their jersey.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
their cursive logo would probably look pretty good on Iowa's black
Harry
jerseys.
Stein has really not gotten involved in sponsoring athletics. He's more on the science.
Wouldn't that be a way though for him to like announce like, by the way, Iowa State has fuck you money now because I'm going to put my because I got Stein seat on the jersey patch and now we're just going to go.
Unfortunately for that family and the company, they're more into sponsoring the science side of things and letting their seed do the talking rather than blasting it everywhere.
Speaking of blasting it everywhere, we should say thank you to our sponsor. No,
you're gonna get old Donnie riled up over there. Dude.
Yeah, Donnie's
Donnie's like, I'm gonna go see their sponsor with Rocco's sister.
I would get like Pioneer feels like the one that it'll probably be, just because they're not on the basketball court anymore, but they had their green logo was on the basketball court forever and it looked good. Like, and that green logo will look good on our jerseys. Bebops. Yes.
They closed down the Lincoln Way.
Oh,
location.
we need AJ's jersey patch. AJ's Ultra Lounge jersey patch. There you go.
Size Roost.
Yeah, there you go. Size Roost.
It's already there. It's already on there.
Or just a memorial patch to just a patch in memoriam of the Memorial Union Panda Express. Like
in memoriam of Estaz Tacos.
Yeah, Estas Tacos, R.I.P. Just what it says right there. Or it's just a picture of David Irving holding the stop sign at Visha.
Okay, stay with me on this one, but we can write a letter to Little Tykes.
Now hold on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
A Little Tykes sponsorship. Well, that
and
the
then we have
jokes
like
can
a
write
retro.
themselves.
We got a retro helmet where the helmet.
Did we ever find out who the
painted
snack man
like a
was?
car.
Who's the snack man? Supposedly there's a gas station snack that was made by an Iowa State grad, but did we ever find out who the snack man was?
No.
Fuck.
Yeah, what about
Jack Tortilla Company in Iowa? There is a noodles company, Barilla. Barilla has their manufacturing plant right outside of Ames.
Yeah, they do. Jack Links in the small town of Lorenz, Iowa.
That's where Jack Links is from?
That's where they're one of their main distributions. I don't think they actually make the product there.
Yeah, what about the 4-6's ranch?
I mean, if this was like 2001, you could definitely put Hooters right there.
You know, have you guys watched Yellowstone, the show?
I've not.
Actually, Jack Links is actually originally from Wisconsin.
One of the guys went to Iowa State that's in the show.
Yeah, the skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy.
So
you haven't watched Yellowstone, Levi? I think you'd like it.
Then he went to the 4-6's ranch, dude, so we could get the 4-6's on the jersey.
Now they got the spinoff of the, they got the Marshalls.
Oh,
They
Steve
got
says it's
1921.
Chomps beef sticks. So it is beef jerky. Can we get a Chomps logo right here? It's sick.
I don't think I've ever had a.
How about here? Actually, you know what logo would actually look cool? Tyson's. Get a Tyson's logo right here. In that nice silver text.
Like the chicken?
No, sorry. Tyson's hardware store. It's very big up in the upper. It's very big up in the upper Midwest.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just didn't. I was like, but Tyson's.
It's just like Farm and Fleet, Tractor Supply, that kind of store. Yeah. But it's called Tyson's up here, and it's a big thing up here.
I mean, if this becomes a thing, Arkansas, it's just Walmart, Tyson, and 7 Brew. That's they're gonna have on there. And
yeah, do they actually have Walmart on there? I mean, I know it's on the field, but I know Tyson.
Yeah, it's all over the field.
Tyson has the patch, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Tyson's did confuse.
We also have 7
that's
Brew.
my bad. Yeah, so let's not put Boeing on the jersey because unfortunately I think it was an Iowa State guy that was in charge. Well, to be fair, Boeing started going downhill like a long time ago. But yeah, I think it was an Iowa State guy that was in charge when Boeing like really started like crashing planes.
Muddy Bites.
So funny story about Muddy Bites. Right after they started up in like 2017 or whatever, or 2018, I think is when they were just kind of getting off the ground. The two guys that owned it came by the Wide Right tailgate at the time and gave us all free samples.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, really cool guys. So yeah, they're doing awesome now. Austin's here. But yeah, so yeah, Muddy Bites is owned by two ISU grads, and they're cool guys. But yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of fun options. If I had to pick one, I would guess Pioneer would be the clubhouse leader.
At this point, just give us the one that's going to give us the most money, and it doesn't look like absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Not that
I mean,
really
even
care
if it does look like
dog shit, who cares?
I don't care. I mean, it's not going to work. Is it like I think the monster logo, the neon green monster logo, will look fine, and as long as it looks better than that, I'm good with it. Like I don't care.
Yeah. Well. What a day.
What a day.
What a time. What time to be alive. Well,
or get the pseudo-sued purple T-Rex on there from
what?
Toppling Goliath.
Oh. Yeah. That would look kind of cool.
That would look cool. Actually, yeah, a Red Bull jersey patch actually would be pretty sick. But
yeah, we talked about the 800K for Monster was kind of shameless. It should be more, but
be another topic for another day. Well,
Steve might have been bullshitting with us on Chomps.
Principal Financial.
Levi, do we have a stat draft tomorrow?
We do have a stat draft tomorrow.
Or nah?
As of right now, we do. That's the plan.
Is it only us right now?
I'm gonna see if I can get Brownie to do it again.
What a nerd.
Oh, Lando Lakes. That's another option. I didn't think about
Minnesota Company.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Well, we're gonna get out of here, and Donnie Rickles, control your.
Donnie. Yeah, you need to.
Yeah. So stat draft tomorrow night, 8:00 live here on all Cyclone Fanatic platforms. If you missed out on some of the media day coverage from Jake Brend and Chris Williams, you can go to the. Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. The Blue Bunny right here. Yeah.
You can go to the Cyclone Fanatic. Social media platforms or on the website or on the YouTube page and watch everything from the Big 12 Media Day coverage there. And we'll just keep pressing on here. So Levi and I will see some of you tomorrow night if you want to tune into the stat draft. And we'll be back probably next week unless something crazy happens. So for myself, Levi, and Dylan, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.